Matter, as we know already, is anything that has mass and takes up space. When we're classifying matter, the first question we need to ask is, can the matter be separated by physical means? Now remember, physical means is anything that can be done that does not change the identity of the substances involved. Now, if the substance cannot be separated by physical means, then we have a pure substance. Pure substances are things like the elements on the periodic table, and also things like water, which is hydrogen and oxygen that are chemically combined, or sodium chloride. Once we decide we have a pure substance, we ask, can it be decomposed by ordinary chemical means? If it cannot be decomposed by ordinary chemical means, it's an element. Remember, we can't break elements down into things that maintain their own properties. Elements are everything on the periodic table, including gold, aluminum, oxygen, and chlorine. If our pure substance can be decomposed or taken apart by ordinary chemical means, then we have a compound. Some examples of compounds are water, sodium chloride, and sucrose, or sugar. Remember, water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, and chemically we can separate the hydrogen and oxygen. Same thing for sodium chloride and same thing for sucrose. Now back to our question of, can matter be separated physically? If it can be separated physically, then we have a mixture. Mixtures are things like cake mixes, sand, brass, sugar water, granite, anything that has multiple substances that are retaining their own properties, and that's very important. In pure substances, we can have multiple substances, but they don't maintain their own properties. Mixtures have multiple substances that do maintain their own properties. Once we decide we have a mixture, we ask, is the composition uniform? Does the mixture look the same throughout? If it does look the same throughout the entire mixture, we call it homogeneous or homogeneous. Some examples of homogeneous mixtures are air. We can't tell the difference between the components in air. We can't see the nitrogen and the oxygen and the pollutants separately. It all looks the same. Same for sugar water. It looks the same throughout, even though we know that there are molecules of water and molecules of sugar in the water. And also stainless steel, which is made up of multiple metals, but we can't see the difference between the metals that are involved. If the composition of the mixture is not uniform, then it is a heterogeneous or heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixtures are easy to tell apart the different components. Some examples would be granite. When you look at granite countertops, there are flecks of different color where you can tell that they've been made up of multiple things. Cereal is generally a heterogeneous mixture, and also trail mix, things like that. So remember, if it can be separated physically, it's a mixture. If not, it's a pure substance. If a pure substance can be separated chemically, it's a compound, and if not, it's an element. As for mixtures, homogeneous look the same throughout, and heterogeneous look different depending on the components.